Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's lesson I'm gonna teach you how to ask the question in the English. Ask a question is very important skill or in any language, but also it is difficult for a lot of people how to ask a question. Sometimes you can notice you are perfect in to make a presentation, you are perfect in public speaking, in make a lectures, for example, but you have or you will encounter some problems when you join with someone to make a conversation or like a dialogue, or when we join with like in the meeting, or you have to make a conversation. So ask a question. This skill is very important, especially in the term of make a conversation. In the conversation you always need to ask a question and answer some questions. So the ask a question is important. If you want to succeed in any conversation, in any meeting, you have to learn, you have to practice how to ask a question. I think there's a lot of people have this weakness in ask a question, to change the structure of the sentences, how to make a right structure to ask a question. I think this because the wrong way that we have been using to learn how to ask a question. So normally the teacher give you a sentence and you have to change the structure of the sentence in order to convert it or make it like a question. Sometimes I think it is a wrong way, because when you are speaking, you don't have any time to thinking about the structure of the sentence, to how to change the structure, how to give a sentence and then change the structure of it. This is something it's not useful, it is useless while you are talking or you are speaking. So if you want to practice, if you want to master ask a question, you have to learn how to ask a question separately. I mean, you will just work with the tenses, and for example in the present tense how to make a question, in the present perfect how to ask a question, something like this. Not just work with the sentence and convert it, but directly work with the question, how to ask a question in each particular tense. So here I want to make this, and also the most important thing is to practice how to ask a question. Practice it always with yourself on YouTube and anywhere, with your friend, in meeting, in Facebook. Try to practice it. It is like a speaking, it is a skill. If you want the question coming out from your mouth automatically and fluently, you have to practice it like a speaker. So in general, the question consists, or the structure of the question to ask a question consists from those four things. We have a question words like what, where, when. You have auxiliary verb like do, does, did, have, something like this, and subject you, I, she, he, and verb, any verb. So this in general. But we have three types of questions. The first one, closed questions. I mean, does a question begin with auxiliary verb like do you, does he, did you, and something like this. This is a question called or named the closed question, because when you want to answer this question just using yes or no. For example, do you recording now? Yes, I am recording. Just yes or no, or maybe no, I am done. Or also we have open questions. Open questions, that mean you can answer this question in open way. You can express your idea. You can do anything in this question. Here using the WH, or using question words like what, where, and when, like this. For example, when have you completed your homework? So I can answer by the time and some details about that. Also we have tag question. Tag question is also easy. Just for example, you like the summer, right? Or you like the summer, don't you? Something like that. So here we have something we always using when you want to ask a question about adjective or noun. You have to use is, are, and am always. Also with verb we're using do, does, did, but not always, just in the present simple. And if you have present continue, for example, you have to using also is and are and am. This is not important here, but the important thing here, you have the type of tenses. For example, here, do you work in Erbil? Ask this question in the present simple, because using do, in the present simple we don't have an auxiliary verb, so you should add do for they, we, I, you, and does with he, she, it. So here we add do, the auxiliary verb, and then subject you, and then verb. So do you work in Erbil? We talk about something in general, so present simple. Also here we have in which degree does the water boil? Here also present simple. We talk about the fact about the water boils in 100 degree, right? So here I add the in which degree does the water boil? Ask the question using does because the water is it, right? So it, so make it does. Here, for example, is this a park? Here the park is a noun. So just using is without care about the tense here. Is this a park? Are you Osama? Using are because it's a noun. Is this a park? Are you Osama? Now here, for example, are you playing now? Here using in the present continue, so using ing. So using are is am. So here are you using the auxiliary verb and then subject and then verb with ing. So are you Sam? Are you playing now? Here was she working in quarantine period? Here asked about the past, but here past continue because using was and using ing. So was she working in the past, in the specific time in the past? I ask about the specific time in the past. Something was continue or going on in the past. So was she using the was, like in the in the past continue using was or were. So here was she because she was. Was she working in quarantine period? Also here, have you completed your homework? Here using have or has with the verb and in the past participle completed. So here in the present perfect. Have you completed your homework? We talk about something started in the past and completed now, but there is a connect or effect on this event in the present or now. There's a connect with now. So here I say, have you completed your homework now? Also here, has he been studying English? Has he been studying English? Here using has or have with been and ing with the verb, not past participle. So here that means we use it the present perfect continue. So has he been studying English? Something happened, something started in the past and it is continue until now. So has he been studying English from past until now? Not completed. Also here, will you go tomorrow? Using will, that means the future. So just will, auxiliary verb, that and then subject and go. Will you go tomorrow? And here using would like or would you like. Would you like me to join you? Would you like me to join you now? Here the open question. Open question using the equation words like when, what, and where, and something like this. So here the first thing, same thing, but at the beginning we have to add the question word. Like this here we have question word, auxiliary verb, subject, verb. In the closed type without a question word, just auxiliary verb and then subject and then verb. But in the open we have question word and auxiliary verb and then subject and word and verb. So here for example, when do you complete your homework? Here using do, that means it is a present simple. So here, when do you complete your homework? I ask about the time he complete the homework. Here also, what are you doing? In the present continue using ing. So using are, what are you doing now? What did you do yesterday? In the past, so using did. What did you do yesterday? Here, where does he work? In the present simple, so using do or does with he and she and it using does. So here, where does he work? I talk about something in general. Always where does he work? Here for example, where do you live? Also something in general. Where do you live? Always. So where do you live using do. Here, where are you? Where are you now? I talk about now, so using are. Also here, where are you playing? Here in the present continue, where are you playing now? ing. Here for example, what are you doing? Same thing, now. Here, when was she studying computer science? I talk about something in the past, but something was continue in the specific time. So here, when was she studying computer science? I ask about the time and that she was continue studying and at this time in the past. So past continue, here using was. Here same thing, where have you been? But here present perfect because using been. Where have you been? Now you are here. For example, I will ask you, where have you been? That means now you are in front of me. Now you are here. But where have you been? That means you was not here in the past, but now you are here. It is completed. But also there's a connection because I ask you now you are here, so there is a connection between. So ask in the present perfect. Where have you been? Here also, when will the lecture start? When will the lecture start? In the future. Ask about something in the future will happen. I think when will lecture start in the future? Maybe it will start after 1 hour or something like this. Also here we have tag questions. It's very easy. It is not like a question, like a just simple or normal sentence. We have, for example, here you have completed, right? I ask you have completed, right? Just add a right with a question mark. That means it is a question. He likes sunny days, right? So here the something I already know about that. So I already know that you have you like the sunny days, and already know that you are completed. But I want just to sure from that. I want just confirmation from you. So here I just add you right, or for example, you completed, didn't you? So I completed in the past, didn't you? I want just to ensure from you. Or here, for example, he likes sunny days, doesn't he? Because he, that means does. So just make it in negative. Doesn't he? He likes sunny days, doesn't he? Something like this. So this everything are just the most important thing and basics in the how to ask a question. So just to try to practice like this. Just not work with the sentence and try to change the sentence structure. Instead, just work like this. Just see the question and try to practice the question. How to you have to learn how to structure the question in the present simple, in the present perfect, and past, and so on. And try to practice the question, how to ask the question separately. I mean you have to study how to make a sentence, and then in the another days, for example, try to work with make a question in the present or in the specific tense. And after that, you have to practice it. Always you have to practice it with yourself, with your friends, or anywhere. Try to practice it, because if you want to make the sentences coming out fluently, automatically, you have to practice it. As I said before, you have to transfer information or the knowledge from your conscious mind to the subconscious mind to be automatically. So I hope you understand that. Thank you very much.